And hello, everyone, and welcome to November monthly vibe transmission. I welcome you all here. It has been quite the journey. We are actually doing, as Spirit allowed us to, we are doing this on November 11th. Normally, these transmissions are done and the channelings are done the first Thursday of every single month. And I am Janet, Namaste, and we're going to tune in into the energy of this particular month where you can really utilize all of the key points that is there for you. It's there as a cosmic guide. It's there of whatever I channel in. May you use it to be basically the GPS of your soul. So this is not just of something that is on a collective level. Like when we went and entered from the age of Aquarius, it went from the me to the we, but know this as individual souls of whatever is coming through me and to you, to your heart, as you expand, as you raise your vibrations and your consciousness, know that just by you being and being that guiding light, of having that information within you, and it's not necessarily of what I'm transmitting, it's of your truth, because this is the whole entire month of November, by the way. It's all about real truth, okay? The truth shall set you free. And boy, is it graceful at times? Hell to the no. It is not. So when we ask that the truth shall set us free, we always must preface with grace, please, when we ask the universe. So if you're loving these videos, I ask that you subscribe to the YouTube, you share with your friends, write a review. Launching the podcast, so definitely check me out on Janet Namaste, the podcast, and so many other new goodies that is coming up in the new year, in the next few months as well. But let's get with the transmission and the channeling of what is going on in November of 2021. So before we begin, I want all of us to, whether you're watching this as a recording afterwards, or if you're here live on Zoom, just know that whoever is live on Zoom, you are the surrogates of the collective, in a sense of you transmuting this energy and really resonating with your healing vibes for everyone else as well. And each time that you listen to the messages, each syllable, each vibration, and it has a healing energy associated with it. And your cells know and they perceive by the way it makes you feel of what is true and what is not true. So just close your eyes for just one moment. Take a deep breath in, put your hands in prayer position, or you could put your hands on your lap with your thumb and your forefinger together in receiving, which is upwards or going within, however you choose. Whatever resonates with you. And with your eyes closed, let's just open up this space, this beautiful sacred circle, this beautiful sacred energy of November, as we tune in to the voices of our soul and really listen in, focus on the beating of your heart, and really tune in to the magnificence of your being, of your body, of your breath, of your 5 senses, of your inner vision, of your soul, of the spirit that leads, giving honor to the body that is the vessel that is leading you on this beautiful human journey. And at times, us as souls, we forget that before us is illusion, or we get caught up in the patternings and we get into the vortex of confusion. But I am here to remind you that the truth is in your heart and you can unlock it at any time you wish. And with the beating of your heart, visualize the most beautiful light coming through from above your head, protecting you. and going out through your heart, shining like a floodlight, showing you all the paths of your destiny with grace and ease as we go in through the gates of this very sacred time. And in your mind, just set an intention for yourself, for your higher being. And may whatever you wish for or choose, the intention, may you only go through these particular steps and journey with grace. And with the next breath, send a prayer of healing to someone that truly may be suffering at this moment in time, emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. And with that beautiful heart of yours, share that love. With even an adversary, for they taught you and showed you that love conquers all, unconditional love. And it's through those experiences of the hardships and the journeys that we are going through as individuals and as a collective that makes us stronger and wiser and more compassionate and loving. So just hold that intention in your heart throughout this transmission and channeling. And whenever you're ready, open up your eyes. And let's talk about November 2021. So this particular month is an energetic month that equals the number 16 numerologically. And what is 16 exactly? 16 is a karmic number, but it's also, it has the energy of, it's Neptune. So it's a dream come true or illusion. And for those of you that have done my Vision Quest, every year in January, I do a workshop called the Vision Quest, which we go month by month, and it's almost like the monthly vibes, but the entire month where we channel in and we really set intentions and manifestations in play. We get the ball rolling back in January throughout the entire year. So it expands, so we are able to access our highest potential. We know the difference of when we're not on the right path. We know how it feels and when we are on the right path. So back in January, I mentioned about November being a month of where we're tapping into love again. And it's unconditional love. And how are we taught? Sometimes we're not taught the easy way. And it has this month has a lot of Saturnian energy associated with it, because Venus, the planet of love and the planet of fertility and the planet of beauty and of planetarium, with somebody who's a humanitarian and philanthropy and somebody who brings creativity into the world. This is Venus energy. And what is happening at this moment in time, it has this Capricornian, which I'm a Capricorn, that's ruled by Saturn. It has a lot of strict, responsible type of energy and theme that has to do with how you love. And are we loving with conditions? Are we loving and negotiating with the ones around us? Are we settling in a space when we know that it's time to go? So back in January, we mentioned about November 2021 being a time where we are choosing faith, because the other side of it is fear. And with the energies that is going around during this moment in time, we predicted that this is going to be a month of great, great, great change, huge technological change. And the themes of November is one of, because we're really going through it. Let me tell you something. Every person, human being, soul that I know is really going through it. Some people silently, and you shouldn't have to keep it silent to yourself. It's important that we share our space with, even if it's one person, or even if you take that emotion and write it down, it is imperative, because November is a theme of water, and at the end of the month of fire. So with this water, it's in charge of a lymphatic system and our emotions, right? And Scorpio, which is the sign, which is we had the new moon of Scorpio on November 4th. Scorpio is a planet of transmutation. It's a planet of death and rebirth. And that's one of the other themes. This is a cleansing. It's almost of the rising phoenix. Truly, this is a time where we're shedding even karmic dispositions from ancestors, because not only did we remove, or not, I don't want to say remove, not only did we adapt and adopt certain habits from our ancestors, we're here actually to cleanse away of what no longer serves. And I know this is something that I mention in almost all of my monthly vibes and in a lot of my one-on-one sessions, but it truly is of a time where we get to whatever we were compartmentalizing through the DNA ancestry, that we are now the gatekeepers, and we go in there and we say, thank you so much, but we don't need to go into survival mode anymore. I am safe now, and with my mind and with my wisdom, I'm going to utilize this to get through it. So here we are, we're going through it. There's this huge energy of vulnerability, truly. Even the ones that are the healers, the doctors, the ones that are there that are responsible for thousands of people, even if you're responsible for your guinea pig or your pet butterfly or caterpillar, we are responsible for ourselves first and foremost. So we're never alone. We're connected to our soul. When we forget that we are, sometimes we separate that we are body and we're not soul. And that moment of separation is when we forget the essence of how magical our life actually is and what we came here to do. This is also a theme of revealing what was hidden underneath the rubbish. For my European people there, it's revealing what was hidden. And that's the energy of Scorpio. Scorpio, the archetype of Scorpio, these are the historians of the world. These are the esoteric thinkers. They're the deep thinkers. They are the ones that are very intuitive. They guide others. They keep deep secrets that are inside of them, very, very, very deep. These are people that have incredible psychology. They're able to connect the dots, and they know the psyche very, very, very well. But they also have deep hidden knowledge from the past life as well. That sometimes it's dark. It could be dark, but not dark as evil. Get that? I'm not talking about, I'm talking about of things that they sometimes have gone through in this lifetime of certain trauma that they harbor, and they feel that they have to wear like almost like a pin on their heart because they've gone through it. So they fear sometimes certain intimacy, in intimate relationship. But this month is all about relationships. The month of November is one where we go back and we tune into what we first thought about of February of February 2021, and also March 2020. And this is of 2003. You heard me right, 2003. Because we're going through an eclipse season right now. We're in pre-eclipse time. And eclipses run every 18 years. And as you know, 18 numerologically is of endings. It's the endings and it's the beginning of something else. That's what I'm talking about, the rising phoenix. It reveals what was hidden underneath. And they come in every 18 years, and there's it's called, the cycle's called Saros. And back in what is happening in 2003, it's the same cycle that's coming back, because they also run in pairs. So there's a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. So the first eclipse is the lunar eclipse, the full moon in Taurus, which is going to be on the 19th, that I'm going to expand on in a moment. So this is a period in time when we went back in February, it's about opening up our hearts, but everything that it's also working about being seen and of certain insecurities of what if I'm not being taken seriously, or what if I say something and it doesn't resonate, or so there's certain self-criticisms that are there. The positive aspect of what is happening at this moment in time is whatever love that you gave yourself in February, or any exam that you have gone through when it came to matters of the heart, is going to be revealing itself, like literally shedding your skin, full inflammation mode, all this stuff, and you're out there. You're out there, and there's no hiding. And it's not about like being humiliated. Absolutely not. It is a time of really of speaking your voice and knowing that it is important. And even if your voice elevates one person of these billions and billions of people on this planet, that in itself, you have raised the consciousness of the planet, because this planet needs love more than anything else. Right now is a moment of surrendering, of letting go, so you can go into the doors of the possibility of real joy, but we are freaking going through it. I had to cancel last week because of something that I'm personally going through in human form as well. And I know that God, the angels, whoever it is that you connect to, there's a greater plan. We think we see the whole picture, but sometimes we don't. So we have people that we can count on at times that help us expand, and that know that there's a support out there. You don't have to go through what you're going through alone. We're here as a community. You can also tune in on Raw Real Talks on Tuesdays at 11. And also these monthly vibes, and also a community that I'm going to be launching for everyone. But also know that whatever you have to say and share is imperative, because November will bring lots of surprises, like so many surprises. There's an element of Uranus. Uranus is unpredictability. And, you know, sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not. And the weather patterns are going to be, one day it's warm, one day it's pouring, one day it's like it rained. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It rained here more in one day than it did an entire month in New York. I think it was last week or the week prior. Like, that's wild. But knowing that these changes are something that's going to pushing us out of our comfort zone, so we expand our wings and fly. Last month's retrograde brought a lot of clarity to our relationships and priorities. The retrograde allows us to press the pause button for a moment, so we can create the void between going 100 miles an hour, and we get to slow back a little bit. We slow down a little bit and take a pause and look at it through a vantage point. Instead of when it pauses, you're like, what's wrong with me? It's almost like you feel like you're detoxing, because you're so used to, with your beta levels like on full speed, that when am I allowed to say shit hits the fan? I don't even know. When things don't go great, but I said it anyway. When things don't go as quote unquote planned, or what we think we need to plan, then we're like, oh my God, I don't have reserves. So it is imperative that this month, whatever it takes to go back into the energy of the relationship with yourself, forgiveness with others and with yourself, and know that whatever is going to go is leaving. It's time to take that key that was in your hand and unlock the anchors that may have held you down. It's time. You're not in prison. If you're watching this, You're free. It's a month where it allows us, when we go into Sagittarius soon, it's a month of liberation. Sagittarius is fire, it's freedom, it's the voyeur, like the one who likes voyages, the one who likes to travel. So now is the time where we unlock it. We don't need to be trapped in the dark hidden secrets or the dark hidden suffering of it's sometimes our loyalty to our family members, or sometimes to our loyalty to ourselves, thinking that I'm going to stay where I'm safe. And even if it means and I'm going to stay in victim mode. Well, nobody else listens to me. Nobody else will see me. That's their reaction. You're not allowing other people to show up in the way that they can, because you're putting them on the same stage, you're feeding them the same food, you're putting on the same music, you have the same scent going on. Change your perfume, change your cologne, change your shirt, move your furniture around. It's time to shift the energies, eclipse time. So our sun is in Scorpio for the first 3 weeks of November, and Mercury, which is the planet of communications, of thinking, of thoughts, and Mars are in this sign of water, of soul, of emotions, of all of that, and all of our stuff that is inside of us. Think of it that we are, I don't know, 90% water, right? Our lymphatic system, and Scorpio being the element of water, whatever is murky, whatever isn't right in our blood, in our lymphs, in our cells, in our mindset, all around us, it's going to let us know. It's going to let us know, because you can't hide from Scorpio. Scorpio will say, I'm here to transmute. That's Pluto, guys. That's the ruler. Pluto is the energy of transformation. It's of death. And think about it also, like when Scorpio comes, like that's Halloween. That is all these, like Halloween and the Day of the Dead. Also, all of these holidays that people celebrate. So it's ending and new beginning. So Scorpio's nature is to connect you to the real soul depth of your mind, and transform your patterns, not transform your mindset. It's transform your patterns of the emotional feeling that you have inside of you. Because what eclipses do, this is the eclipse now, prior to, I think the last eclipse was like, well, when we were going through something in 2020, March of 2020, think about it. It was during that time, it was the energy of Gemini and Sagittarius. And I always preface this, I am not an astrologer, so please check on what is coming through at this moment in time, please. But what they showed me was Gemini and Sagittarius was the eclipse that happened around March 2020. We know what happened around March 2020. Life, the way we knew it, isn't what has changed. And this had to do with energy of transportation, of education, of relationships. Think about it. If you have children, your kids were being homeschooled, the way that you weren't transporting on bus or train or subway or anything like that. There are times that I didn't even, drive my car for weeks. So a lot of things have changed. Gemini is of, constant change, and it's of Mercury, and Sagittarius is of it's fire. So eclipses, they come in pairs, and they correlate with the nodes of the moon. So the new eclipses this particular month has the energy of Taurus associated with it. And Taurus is the planet of, not a planet, Taurus is not a planet. Taurus is the constellation of Taurus. The sign of Taurus is all about, like I mentioned, about love, about physical beauty, about earth. And this is something about rebuilding certain aspects. It's about finances, about value. What is it that you value about yourself? So this moment of true vulnerability, and you're out there, like I'm going to be launching some stuff, and I'm like, this is really vulnerable for me, believe it or not, it is. As much as I'm an extrovert to a certain point, I am really much an introvert, and I need that time to go within. So this is a very vulnerable time for me, to say the least. And this is where I go into the windows and the gates of true faith and knowing that whatever is appearing before me is for my highest good. And that's what it is. And not to take anything personally, please, you know. So the theme of our karma and dharma during the time of the eclipse is it's of moving away from the shadow aspects of Scorpio, which is the dark stuff. So secrets are going to be revealed. Let me tell you something. Anything that you were hiding, anything that has to do with health issues. Let me just check my time. Okay. Anything that has to do with health issues, and not just stuff like things in our body, because it you know, with Taurus, it is physical body as well. If you want to get on that meditation program, get on that meditation program. Don't wait until later on and you're like, oh my God, how am I going? Like, I feel anxiety. It's too much Vata energy. And we're now in Vata season here in the north, like in the northern hemisphere. It's about winds, it's the ether, it's things are moving so quick. And especially when you're in the age of Aquarius, it's connection, constant. So we have to get within. We have to get within. So we're coming from a very intense and challenging Mercury retrograde. And I used to like not really focus on the post retrograde phase, but let me tell you something, this was pretty intense. And this started out in September. So communication, things on the internet, like things were just kind of stagnant for a little bit, but it's okay. It's completely fine. So I'm gonna now go I'm gonna go granular into the specific dates. We're gonna go from beginning to end of the month of November. But key takeaways of this is, number one, make sure that you fill your vessel up with tranquility, with solace, with peace, with joy. And number two, know that you are not the one that always has to have it figured out, because this is about allowing yourself to be led and be a co-pilot. And maybe sometimes you have to allow the universe to take the wheel, you know, take the wheel and drive. Totally fine. And if they veer off a little bit and they drive off lane, don't worry about it. Maybe, you know, there's things that are happening. Maybe it's for the highest and best, and not maybe. Number three is to go into the doors of faith. If you ever get the worst diagnosis, the worst news, or whatever it is, yes, first feel the emotion, absolutely. But I want to let you know it's the law of impermanence. That will never, it's not forever. And know that because you heard something, and because of what you feel and that sense of fear, it's important for you to digest it, not to just ingest it and just go around with that auric field around your neck. Because when you hear something and someone tells you something, or you see something, you absorb it with your earthly eyes, with your ears, and your left and right brain hemisphere, and you start going in like cuckoo mode. All right, like, you know, crazy, like Meshuggah mode, right? So this is something that is imperative. When that happens, it's important that you digest it all the way. You feel it through. You ask source, I'm going to go into the doors of faith. Thank you for showing this to me. You tune into the place where you feel it and allow it to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And see what the underlying emotion is, and see what this fear is actually saying to you. Because this fear that is upon you at that moment in time, it's not forever, but it has a certain energetic frequency, and it comes out like a bodyguard. Like, I'm here to protect you. So what happens, our cortisol level goes insane, and we start stressing, and our blood pressure could go up or down or whatever it is. Our parasympathetic, our autonomic nervous system, it affects that because our blood pressure goes down. Sometimes our heart rate goes up. It has all these effects of it in our bodies. This is this month that I want to make you aware of. So like, whatever I said, number one, I forgot because I was channeling, but number three is to go into the doors of faith when you're going to be hit with the unexpected. But the unexpected doesn't have to be fearful. You know, I never teach through fear. The anecdote of fear is always curiosity. And you tune in, where did this come from? What is it trying to tell me? You know, look at it as a frightened child that's there. and know that you are safe and protected. So those are the three things. So November, let's go into November, and then we're going to go into the meditation. And I'm going to go back before I go forward. So in the beginning of November, we have the new moon in Scorpio, which was on the 4th. And this is a very magical time. It's the occult, it rules about the occult and shamanistic, and it's very sexual and sensual. And when I say sexual and sensual, it has to do with creativity. It's not just of intercourse or anything like that. It's about the energy of creativity, of bringing things out, of utilizing different modalities to create something. And, this is something where November 4th, there was energy of Uranus. And Uranus, like I said, unpredictability, the awakener, the one that says, knock, knock, this too shall pass. Boom, here's something else, change of scene. And you're like, wait. It's like a movie that we love to watch. And you're like, oh my God, I wish it was like to be continued. And sometimes part two, when they do like the part two of the movie, it's never that great. So sometimes it's better to close the door and let's enter something brand new. Let's create a new movie and allow that energy of that bliss that you got, enjoy it. So Uranus is telling us, guess what? Expect the unexpected power in a sense. So then what do we have? Like I mentioned about Venus moving into Capricorn around the 5th of November. When that happens, it's about responsible love. Okay. That's the way I love. I love very responsibly. People that know that are in my VIP clients and you guys, community, that I'm extremely loyal to a default, and I speak the truth sometimes to a default, but this is the way we roll, and it's through love. And my Venus actually is in Scorpio. So it's all very like deep love, but Capricorns will, this Capricorn energy has to do with financial things, and Capricorns are they're loyal, but this is a time of where you can work on even your appearance, whatever you want to do. If you want to start a new exercise program, if you want to try on new makeup, if you want to get a facial, if you want to get a massage, things that have to do with physicality, even a good nutrition program, because as you change your diet, then it allows whatever muck you had in there, removes the toxins, your skin glows. So, for me, and I'm being completely candid with you, I don't inject my face a billion times with Botox and this and this and this. Have I done it? Yeah, I've done Botox before. Completely told you I'm honest to a default. No fillers here though, tell you that. But I'll tell you something. When this is a time where we can create, by the way, a lot of good flow of beauty, what I call beauty serum. And the way that I create it every single morning is through my Kundalini practice, because when you even do cat and cow with the breath, you're then producing, it's like almost the life force and all of this energy goes through you. And for me, that's actually my secret of youth. I don't know how young I look, but I'm actually 150 years old. So I look good, right? And if I look good, you look good, because we're mirrors. Now, so just know that this energy of Venus it's all about beautifying and really honoring the beauty inside and out, okay? And also comes things with traditional things that have to do with the home, family, things like that, and of investments that has to do with making it rain, with money. So November 9th through the 13th. Now we are November 11th today, and 11/11, as you know, it's a very potent day. It's like the energy of a portal opening, of pillars coming in, and of you walking through the pillars into initiation of some sort. So we're going to do that in a moment. So this actually numerologically, November 11th is the energy of a number 9, which has Mars energy. Mars is the planet of transmutation, but it's also of passion or war, and you get to choose what it is that you want today. Passion or war. We don't need to go into a war of ourselves. It's like fire. You can either burn somebody, with your glance, or just the presence of you and you smile in itself can bring so much warmth and joy to others. And that truly, truly is this energy that's happening today. It's graduation day, November 11th, 2021. So from this day to about the 13th, what we're going to see is that there's going to be, we kind of have to take a step back and watch our tongue, be proactive, not reactive. Watch what you say, watch what you write, watch what you download or upload, because words can cause conflict. Like something happened yesterday where I recorded somebody unknowingly of them knowing, like it was because I didn't know how, I'm so used to recording my sessions because whatever. And they got so upset, and it was totally not of malintent. Never in a million billion years, but something must have triggered them, that somebody maybe with the recording, that it was like a catalyst. And I just got caught in the mix when it was completely benign. It was neutral, completely neutral. So just know that you have to disclose. That was a lesson that I learned yesterday. So I'm just sharing. That was, and that's also like, that was like, talk about, wasn't humiliation, but it was a vulnerable moment where I'm like, hey, I do therapy. I know that I get it when it comes down to when it comes down to confidentiality. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. So, so know that up until the 13th, it's a moment in time where it's, be careful with what you say and think before you speak, and also be cognizant of the patterns and the thoughts that are in your mindset. You get to change it. That's why it's there. And know around the time of the 17th and the 18th, this is a period in time where you should be careful when it comes down to transportation, or of even like when you're walking, be mindful. I am walking. When I'm cooking, be in there with, chopping your onions or, your cucumbers, whatever you're doing, be mindful, because this is where it's a time where it could be a change of plans. This is when it's the unexpected time, because it's allowing us or preparing us to the energy of the eclipses. So then around the 19th, right? Well, around the 18th is all about love. This is when like Venus comes out again and it's there. And this is where it's a time where you truly can find the joy of even the hiccups in your life, because laughter heals, love heals, kindness heals, compassion heals, acceptance heals, and this is where accept the help from people that you never even thought of that would help. But it's not about not expecting their help. It's people are going to step up, but you have to be open to receive, because if you're not, you're going to miss the bus. You know what I mean? The bus is supposed to come, but you're looking for a freaking rowboat on the middle of the street. It's not going to happen, right? You're looking for a rowboat. So take the bus, be open to receive. So November 19th is the partial lunar eclipse in Taurus. And this is where, this is where it's also going to be a full moon. And the moon is exalted in Taurus, and it's manifesting time. This is where you may feel certain opposition of the way that you value things, or of even your partner's or your friend's possessions. Here's why are we focusing on it? It's just things. We don't get buried with our things. Give it away. It's about our attachment. This is the time where, with the eclipse time, where we get to go through. It's like I call it like a woman who is that is pregnant, that is going through her nesting time, and she cleans like a lunatic in her house. Lunatic, lunar, get it? This is eclipse time. So this is also the energy of of transformation. You get to really, really clear out what it is. You're releasing what was hidden in there for a long time. Meditate. That's the way that you're going to elevate. This is where, not when things go crazy, you're like, oh my God, now I'm going to start meditating. No, you have it now in your jar. You're going to go in. Everything is great and calm and collective. Then what we see is that now the pathway, the gates open, and now is the Eclipse Gateway. And that is for the next 2 weeks, where you're going to be cleansing out emotions, past relationships. You're going to let go of, even certain friendships, or the idea of the way it is. It's changing, it's evolving. That's what is constant in this world. It's change. And it's intense, guys. Okay, my angels. It is like, it's definitely an intense time, but we're in this together. And what will allow the energy to flow more is kindness, patience, and to regulate our speed, because this is preparing us for great changes that are going to happen in February of 2022. And that's when I'm going to be launching a lot of amazing stuff. That's when the full membership is going to be, around February. But this is like the beginning of it. This is just the beginning of it. So really pull in and take a look of all that you've accomplished and say, okay, now that this is gone, because think of it, Scorpio's water, it's cleansing away. And now fire comes in. And with fire, you can cultivate new things. You could utilize, wow, I have this tool, I have this ingredient, I have this, I'm going to bake something with it. So you get to pull in, and you get to now recreate and assess of how you're going to go into December, because December, not only is it my birthday month, and the holidays and so on and so forth, it is also going to be a time of healing the inner child as well. That's the baby Janet inside, the baby Kristen, the baby, we have that inside of us. We have this energy of like really, our soul that knows everything about us, our past, our present, our future, all of that. So it's important that we tune in to the voice of what it is, so we get to create. But you get around November 27th, you get an opportunity to reassess and to do a brand new action plan, a measurable results spiritual action plan. Okay, I should freaking trademark that, an MRSAP. That's the way I work. It's so cool. I do it every single month in the beginning of the month, where I set a goal for myself. It's the how, the what, but it's all spiritual. It's all my spiritual goals, because in order for things to be tangible, spirituality, your belief, your truth, and not just your truth, the truth of your destiny, of your possibilities, that's the way manifestation really works. When you raise your vibrations to what you actually are, not of who you want, because who you want is stating that you're not it, and you're it. You got this. So at the end of the month, know that Neptune is almost direct, because it's been retrograde for a while. And that's like of mysticism. Is it real? Is it not real? Is it illusion? I don't know. Are they lying? Are they telling the truth? Let me tell you something. The truth is going to come out. And that's what this month is all about. The truth shall set you free. Death and transformation, but not a death of physical death, the death of the old past negative relationships, thoughts, patterning that is inside, even old clothes, give it away, throw it out, whatever it is, that if it's ruined, otherwise, and elevate of even being mindful of what you're putting in your body, because here in the north part, above the equator, right, the northern hemisphere, even even our bones, our joints, everything, when it's in the ether, it's important that we keep our system very well lubricated with love, joy, happiness, and different oils. So just make sure that you're not allergic, like whatever it is, like any organic oil, but not advocating any one or the other. Let's get into our meditation, shall we? So just tune in, close your eyes, And this is going to be one in which is going to really connect to the energy of healing. So without further ado, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just focus on my voice. And with your eyes closed, breathe in the energy of unconditional love. And exhale anything that no longer serves you. And one more time, fill up your rib cage, your heart, your chest, your shoulder blades with so much beautiful energy of love and light. And let out an audible sigh. And let's do this again, breathing in through our heart and exhaling out an audible sigh. And just allow your awareness with your eyes closed. Focus on the tip of your nose. Breathing in naturally, gently. Allow your breath to be deep and even as you become aware of the floor. And if you're sitting, make sure your legs and arms are not crossed and you're sitting straight up. But if you're lying down, if that's okay, just make sure your arms are in Shavasana, your arms out, your legs gently spread. And just gently tune into the energy of Mother Earth, of love. And visualize these two beautiful energies, these beautiful light, balls of light. They're spheres, and they're green with an essence of purple. And as you breathe up through the bottom and the soles of your feet, know that with reflexology, it lights up every single organ of your body, your lymphatic system, your endocrine system, your nervous system, your digestive system. Every single part of your body, allow that illuminating green and violet light to go up now. Your ankles. And these lights represent 11. 1, 1. The pillars, the pillar of healing. And allow this energy now to permeate through your calves and your shins, healing and cleansing your lymphatic system, allowing your vascular system to be clear. This beautiful illuminating light relaxes you as it goes up to your knees and removes any antiquated ancestral emotion that no longer serves. And with great homage and respect, allow these beautiful magical spheres of light ignited with this 1111 energy today to heal and clear the lineage of the maternal, which is on the left side, the great mother, and the paternal, which is on the right side, accepting, healing this beautiful energy, acknowledging that you chose the parents of this lifetime to show you your truth and what's behind the veil. With your permission, if there are any cords that need to be cut that are unhealthy, of resentment or hurt, or even of feeling guilt, visualize now an angel that comes before with their magical golden scissors, removing the cords by your knees that attached to your mother or father that no longer serve, and only love now remains. We fill up the space now with love and forgiveness. Feel that purple light now coming in. It's the energy of healing. And know that you set yourself free in sovereignty during this moment in time as you heal the past generation and illuminate and inspire the future generation of just your being. And you feel now the energy of the maternal and paternal on the left and the right, standing before you in total gratitude. And allow now those knees to illuminate as those spheres of healing light now go up your thighs, your hips, cleansing out the emotions that perhaps the energy of Scorpio, which is water, the emotions that are in our hips, in our second chakra, goes also into our lower abdomen, our sacral. These beautiful spheres that represent the energy of the pillars, the pillar of healing. It's cleansing away the fear. And in its place, replacing it with compassion, acceptance, and graceful action. And now allow those spheres of light to go behind your back, the middle of your back, and into your abdomen at the same time, illuminating all your organs inside, your colon, your appendix, your liver, all of the organs, healing and clearing with this magical light. Breathing in, removing energy of control or the fear of not getting it right. And in its place, those spheres of light now illuminate surrender, joy and laughter, great digestion, healthy microbes, beautiful spiritual nutrition, and healing the mental body in your abdomen, and telling you that from your back, you are being supported, as now the energy goes to your heart. And these beautiful illuminating light goes into the front and the back, illuminating your heart. And your heart widens and expands And suddenly, the energy of 11 becomes wider and wider from both of your shoulder blades. You see this illuminating pathway before you because your heart can see better than any eyes. Your heart has vision. Your heart can feel. Your heart loves. And your heart knows the truth. And this illuminating light now opens up the portal of 1111. And with the truth, see this pathway before you, in front of you, illuminating. And it could be a yellow brick road. It could be grass. It could be inside of a stadium or a castle. Just see this path and attune now to what it is that you'd like to manifest in the next 3 months. And in your mind, or say out loud, I choose from this moment on to co-create with the loving force of the universe. And step now with your left foot forward in your mind into this space as you create the backdrop of what you are reimagining your life to be. Elevating the consciousness of all possibilities, limitless happiness and abundance, incredible relationships, generosity, investing in yourselves and in love. What does it look like? Allow your heart to paint the picture. See with your heart as the portal of 1111 expands. See who's in your movie or in your destiny, in this matrix. You are creating it. Feel how you're feeling. Breathe the way you're breathing. Feel the joy. And if the joy is from a 1 to a 5, you're very happy, you're very safe and feel solace. Make it a 10. Because you are always the co-creator of your life. And on this beautiful, blessed day, the 1111 portals open. You open your heart for all possibilities of happiness and expansion and blessings. And through this space, it is your creative studio to create miracles. And not just for yourself, for the healing of yourselves and your loved ones. So send healing now for yourself. And you can choose anyone in your family, any family member, and just visualize them as you project unbiased love and healing with that beautiful illuminating 11 light, purple and green, illuminating the one that you love or the ones that you love. As I illuminate you all, loving guides in the loving universe. May you be blessed. Namaste. Just open up your eyes whenever you are ready. Thank you, everyone. You have a blessed November. May you have a wonderful holiday with your family. May you be healthy and happy. And if you're loving this videos, like I mentioned, feel free to subscribe, tell your friends, write reviews, be part of it. I love you all. I truly appreciate you all, and share. Thank you.